Yo, welcome back to I Record in My Basement, and I am Ben Luke, and I'm currently recording in my basement. So we're gonna work on this together, guys. We're gonna go step by step on how to create a dope recording sound with little to nothing in your setup. Personally speaking, I'm only using my interface, my mic, which is the Aston Spirit or the Origin. I think it's the Origin, and I have a cheap Art DPS2. But this is where I get all my recordings from, just in my basement. So I'm like, hey, why not? So get back into Pro Tools. We're going to get into it. So let's go. All right. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to import a beat. And this could be from YouTube. This can be from, I don't know, your producer that you know, anybody that might have sent you a beat. This is the way that we're going to import the beat. So we're going to go to File, go to Import, find wherever that beat is saved at. For me, where am I going? I can't even remember where I'm going. Okay, actually, I was right there. Right here. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to choose that one. Convert. Click Done. Open. Just click Enter on these. Pow, 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 pow. Clearly, I don't have the M1 chip. All right, so here we go. So what I like to tell everybody, whenever you import a beat, make sure that you zoom in to the very, very beginning. There's always like this little piece. I don't know why that's even there, but I think it's because it's just the audio signal when it first starts, when they first start to export it. There's like a gap for some reason. But yeah, what we're going to do, I'm going to go over to Slip in this top left corner right here. We're going to go to the very edge of the beat and just drag it over. Click and drag. And once we have it to where the start of the beat is, you can go ahead and click the beat and drag it to the left to make sure that it's all the way in the beginning of your session. All right, so zoom out, and I just want to hear what this sounds like. Woo! Yeah. Dope. Okay. And so for this one, I might just turn that up a little bit. All right, just so I can have some oomph on it. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, guys, we're going to record a little bit. Let's record a little bit. My voice a little iffy. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to find the key. For this video, I am going to be using Antares just because I want to do it quick. I don't want to have to, figure it out in front of you guys. I do it pretty quick, but just for the sake of it. All right, let me see. Oop. All right, so they determined that it's been D minor, and then it changed to G major. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, so I'm going to apply Auto-Tune Artist. Okay, and then I'm going to send that to all the Auto-Tunes. Gotta do it over. Jesus. Alright, so it says that it's G major, and that's what we're gonna try first. Cool, set this to a 2 tenor, cause your boy can sing, you heard me? Alright, here we go. Let's try some out. No tracks recording enabled. If you get that message, just go ahead and hover over to this circle button right here. Alright, and just go ahead and do it. Tired of the cinema, wanna I know don't way to do it like that. Pushing on the bed, wanna do it like that. I know how to do it like that. I know how to do it like yeah. And so for that, you see that there are some notes that kind of fell out. Typically what I use Waves Tune, but like I said, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and use Auto-Tune because it was just a quick little something to throw out there. All right, so first thing that I would say, I'm going to turn this beat down a little bit more, and then the first thing that I'll do, just so I can hear what I'm doing, let me see here, drag that down, and then I'm going to copy the Auto-Tune down. All right, first thing that I always like to do, I always like to add the CLA 2A. That's just to bring up some of the volume for us. All right, let's see how that sounds. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. So on the previous video, I let you guys know that you need to route all of your audio tracks to your main bus. This is just compounding on the video from before. So if you follow this all step by step, you should get a good result. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant, but no, don't bob. You way to do it like that. I should know the babe, wanna do it like that. Alright, so got a good little thing going. Let me see here. The next thing that we should do is EQ. Now, I kind of compound EQ. I think that gives you kind of like the best way of doing it. And the reason why I put the 2A first is because I get like a beefy sound. For me, for a lot of people really, we kind of don't have that, resonance a lot. If you're not like a professional trained singers, they learn to open up their diaphragm and different things like that. But so for me, it works, you know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of people can use that. So first thing that I typically do, I typically shave off, I'd probably say maybe 120-ish. That's what I usually start with. And then as I go further on, I just make the adjustments. All right, so let's see. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant. All right, so right off the bat, I want some clarity, So clarity, if you're looking to open up kind of more like the higher register a little bit, or just your higher tonality in your voice, you would typically cut in the lower frequencies. So let's see what that'll be. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant, but no, bob. All right, so what we're looking for, we're looking for kind of like the most annoying frequencies that stand out. What you do if you're using what I would say a band EQ, which is typically they look like this. So what you would do is you would take one of the lower bands and just create like a small frequency, and then we're gonna just turn the gain all the way up because we're looking for the annoying frequencies right now. So if you just keep on talking. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant. So you see when I hit the da-na-na, that's where kind of like it gets a little wonky. So that's what we'll adjust, and you'll hear it, the clarity start to come out when you do that. So for here, it says it's 195.2 hertz right there, and I just went down to negative 3.1. You're kind of aiming for a more natural sound, but it's like I said, it's kind of more to your taste and what you would like your voice to sound like. All right, so let's keep on going. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant, but no, don't bob. You way to do it like that. I should know the babe, wanna do it like that. I know how to do it like that. I know how to do it like, yeah. All right, so I kind of like where that's going right now. All right, and so the next thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to add another EQ. Let me see here. I like to use this one. The reason why I use this one, I like what they do when it reaches the 10K mark on the high frequency. So what we're going to do, we're going to mark this as 10, and that's the 10K, and that's typically emulating, like the higher end microphones like the Neumann U87s, different things like that. And it just gives it like a real crispy, just a real crispy sound to it. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant, but no, don't bob. You way to do it like that. I should know the babe, wanna do it like that. I know how to do it like that. I know how to do it like, yeah. Tired out of cinnamon, wanna run a tenant, but no, way to do it like that. I should know the babe, gonna do it like that. I know how to dance, do it like that. I know how to get it, gonna do it like, yeah, yeah. Alright, so you saw me do a bunch of stuff right there. Let me turn off that reverb. You saw me do a bunch of stuff right there. What I was really aiming for, uh, it's like this. Okay, so you have your compression. Compression can be used to add like some oomph to your voice while also balancing your highs and your lows together to bring them close together so there won't be so much of a dynamic change in it. So what I did was, since the 2A's is slow one, it gives me more room for my expression to come through, and then it gives it like a slow attack on that. So they come through, and then what I did for the H comp, I kind of mimicked that low end that I took out in that EQ earlier. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I took out a lot of the EQ at the bottom, and I'm probably going to end up taking a lot more out. But for the sake of just learning to record and learning just the general how to get a good, you know what I'm saying, like a good demo out there, that's the method that I typically use. Tired of the cinnamon, so if I bypass that, you know what I'm saying, it kind of fell back. It kind of fell back a lot when I did that. So let's just listen to that again. Can't hear it right now. You hear that? So it kind of gave it like more presence, like a lot more, hey, I'm here. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how we can do the compression and EQ. I'm just gonna leave that there for now. A lot of the like the leveling stuff as far as what I do in like my mixing and things like that, I typically turn that beat down pretty low. I could usually gain for like the anywhere between -6 dB and -10 dB depending on how the beat is mixed already. But other than that, I just do everything else on my master channel. Typically what I usually put on my master channel is a limiter, but we'll get into that in the next video. But yeah, guys, that's how you start off recording, and we're just gonna build upon that, okay? So stay tuned for the next video. This is I Record in My Basement. See you next video.